example, and that is also the last video that I'm going to make for this course, Intermediate Semantics. It concerns, let's say on the screen, the final example for B. Miller described the strange mushroom that she found. Here we assume that the treatment of the pronoun she is to take it as equivalent to the proper noun Millie. Because it is a rather long example, we have to treat it in installments. So first, we have we look at the strange mushroom that she found. Right, that is the what is marked out red. We treat its composition first, and then we look at the super sentence Miller described, etc. Right, treating the red one as already composed. So we take a look of that she found first. This one is represented as lambda p, lambda x, px, and found mx. So so the logical formula only tells us that something, right? This something is described by the predicate p, which is again under lambda abstraction taken off its real content, and that will make that she found a relative clause, yeah, modifying something else, and that something else is to be described by this p here. So we have lambda p, lambda x, px, and found mx, which is in fact a modification construction. What does it modify? Well, it modifies mushroom. So mushroom is represented as lambda x, mushroom x. So mushroom is here portrayed as a predicate, yeah, and with its argument x being abstracted by lambda operator. So now combining, we have mushroom that she found, mushroom that she found, and with lambda x mushroom x plugging in into the p position, right? That is represented by the triangle. So mushroom plugs in, doing a lambda reduction, removing lambda p, and inserting itself also into the p position there. So looking up, you will find that in the end, we have lambda x, mushroom x, and found mx. What is to be found in between is some variable plugging in here, and so that through several steps of variable plugging, we'll have finally the darkened formula. Yeah. So we have lambda p, lambda x, px, and found mx, right? And facing the chunk lambda x mushroom x, which will be plugged in into the p position, right? Through lambda reduction of lambda p. So we go a step up. lambda p, lambda x px, and found mx, followed by lambda y mushroom y. Why? Because here we need to do a alternation of the original x, mushroom x, into mushroom y, so that when y is plugged, when, when the mushroom chunk is plugged into the position P, this y will not be confused with the px variable, right? Because they belong to two different variables. So we end up having lambda x, lambda y, mushroom y, x, and found mx, right? So here we see the p part is plugged in into the original dummy p. But then when it's plugged in, then x and y will also interact in the sense that x will be then plugged into the y position, right? Um, x will be plugged into the y position. So that will give us lambda x, mushroom x, and found mx, mx. Now, we have the next two steps. First is that we use strange to modify mushroom that Millie found. So strange is given the formula lambda p, lambda x, strange x, and px. The rationale is the same as the relative clause construction because one, the adjective is the pre-modifier, while the relative clause is the post-modifier, but their logical structure should be the same. So making strange combined with mushroom chunk, that will give us ultimately the formula lambda x strange x and mushroom x and found m milli x having the type AT. And finally, we have the formula combined with strange mushroom that Millie found, and that will end up being, well, according to chapter 4, the will yield an individual. So topmost, we have iota x lambda y, strange y, and mushroom y, and found m y x, and being assigned the type E. This is allowed by chapter 4, although if you read chapter 6 very carefully, you'll find that the unique reference noun phrase will be treated as a generalized quantifier. So that means that the type will become an ET type. But here, it doesn't um, go that far. Otherwise, it would be more complicated. And then, if you want, then you can do the second step combination, making the strange mushroom that she found being an argument to be combined with Millie described. That's all. Thank you.